In the wide open grasslands of southern Africa, a child was born whose destiny would shake an entire continent. His name was Shaka. Shaka's mother Nandi stood alone against humiliation and rejection. Banished from her people, she carried her child through hardship, determined to protect him. Together, they walked distant paths, shunned by family, surviving on wild routes and building an unbreakable bond forged by pain and love. In the silence of lonely hills, young Shaka learned resilience from nature itself. The wind taught patience, the sun endurance, the wild strength. Nandi whispered ancient stories at night, igniting in Shaka a vision that one day they would no longer be cast aside. With each passing season, Shaka grew taller, stronger, fiercer. He trained himself, running across thorns, leaping rivers, chasing wild animals, hardening both body and spirit. Word of this determined young man reached the Mtethwa, one of the region's most powerful clans. They welcomed Shaka into their army, where destiny awaited. Among the Mtethwa warriors, Shaka studied every move, every mistake. He saw weakness in tradition, the long throwing spears, the loose formations. His mind became a forge, reshaping the art of war. He envisioned close combat, tighter formations, and a new weapon that would transform battle itself. Shaka's invention was simple yet deadly, the short stabbing spear, or assegai. Designed for hand-to-hand combat, it would soon become the Zulu warrior's signature. When the Mtethwa king died in battle, power hung in the balance. Many saw chaos. Shaka saw opportunity. With unmatched charisma and fierce determination, Shaka rallied the scattered warriors. They followed him, not out of fear, but out of awe. He transformed a band of warriors into a war machine. Discipline was absolute, training was brutal, loyalty was total. Shaka created the bullhorn formation. Warriors would encircle their enemies like the horns of a charging bull, overwhelming them from every side. In a few short years, Shaka built what no one thought possible: the powerful Zulu kingdom, a force feared across the southern lands. His men trained relentlessly. They ran barefoot for miles across harsh ground. They drilled as one, moving with silent precision like the beat of a war drum. One by one, neighboring tribes fell or submitted. Shaka offered protection to those who joined him, and swift destruction to those who resisted. To his people, Shaka was both father and storm, wise yet ruthless. His name spread like fire across the land. Warriors lived by strict codes, honor, discipline, and total loyalty. To break rank was death. To fight for Shaka was glory. Beyond battle, the Zulu kingdom thrived. Markets bustled with traders, blacksmiths forged weapons. Bead makers wove colorful art into clothing and jewelry. Royal ceremonies filled the air with drums, chanting, and ancestral praises. Warriors danced, women sang. The spirit of Zulu identity burned bright. Every battle was blessed. Ancestral spirits were honored. The Zulu lived deeply connected to land, blood, and tradition. But far to the south, white sails touched the African shores. British redcoats marched inland. Boer settlers claimed new lands. Trouble brewed. In his royal enclosure, Shaka gathered his commanders. His sharp mind weighed the threat. "They come with guns," he said, "but we have unity." As tensions rose, blood was inevitable. Shaka prepared his forces with unmatched precision. On the slopes of Isandlwana, Zulu warriors surged in waves. The bullhorn closed, British cannons roared, but could not stop the storm. In one of history's most shocking defeats, the mighty British Empire was overwhelmed by spears and sheer will. The world took notice. When his beloved mother Nandi died, grief darkened Shaka's soul. His punishments grew harsh. His paranoia deepened. His half-brothers, fearing collapse, plotted in silence. One fateful night they struck, and Shaka fell by the hands of his own blood. Though his reign ended, his legacy endured. Shaka Zulu remains one of Africa's greatest military minds, studied by generals around the world. Today, the Zulu people still honor his name. Their songs, dances, and culture carry forward the pride of a kingdom that once stood unshaken. From humble beginnings, Shaka Zulu carved his place into history. His story is not only one of war, but of vision, resilience, and the spirit of a people who refuse to be broken.